Welcome to the Praetorian Guard Quick Setup Training course. This course is designed to help you quickly set up Praetorian Guard in the most efficient method so you can quickly use it in a trial testing situation or for a small business or organization. Praetorian Guard is a Microsoft-based network management, network monitoring, and employee monitoring system. Let's get started. This training course assumes you've already installed the prefix server on a given PC or server. In addition, it assumes you've already licensed the product in the trial mode or licensed it fully with a credit card. Both courses covering the installation and the licensing are separate training courses. Please feel free to watch those before moving forward with this video. Assuming those tasks have been completed, you can now start the Praetorian Guard System Administration console. This is the console with the maroon background. Once this console comes up and prompts you for a login, you will need to log in with your PG admin user, as well as the password which you assigned this user during the prefix installation. The console should log in, check the licensing, and now you're prepared to start your setup. You could use the System Wizard screen or go straight to System Maintenance. We'll go straight to System Maintenance for quick setup. If you chose System Configuration from the previous menu, then it brings you to the System Configuration screen with the menu that you see to the left. We will need to start with creating users in the Praetorian Guard system. As of this moment, the only user in the system is PG admin. You'll need to at least add yourself using NT authentication to access the Praetorian Guard system. The PG admin user is strictly restricted to the System Administration console. It cannot access the Network Administration console or the User Auditing console. Therefore, to ensure that we can access the system easily from this point forward, we must first add a user. Let's click on Users and Security. After you've selected User and Security, you will then need to choose Manage Users. Once you've done so, you can see the users that exist on the right. PG admin is the only user that exists right now. We will need to add a new user. This screen prompts you with two possibilities. If you're using a work group or a non-domain environment, you would need to choose Add User manually, which is an NT user. However, if you're using Active Directory, we recommend that you use Add Users from Active Directory. You can either key in the user that you're looking for here and hit search, or leave it blank and click search and see all users. By keying anything in here or partial characters, it's going to filter this list based on what you key into the search users tab. Now that I key J Smith and click search, I can see that John Smith, which is the current user that I'm using, is available. I just need to select this and move to the next tab. The Members tab allows you to choose a company that this user is a member of. We'll go with the default at this time. In addition, under System Information tab, we can choose which company this member will be a member of and what organizational unit. We will accept the default and default, which are two existing organizations and units already designed in the system to ease configuration at the beginning. Notice Require User to Authenticate is also checked. This field simply determines whether this user must authenticate or will they use pass-through authentication from the Windows operating system. Click Save. Now John Smith is added into the system. We will need to double-click John Smith or simply click Edit User once you've selected John Smith. Now that I've selected John Smith, Edit User becomes active. At this point, you can now edit details about this user. You can key any of the information that you would like into this screen. The important information at this point for initial setup is to assign the administrative role to J Smith. Click the Assigned Roles tab. Once you've clicked Assigned Roles, you'll see there's only one role that exists in the system, which is System Administrator. Click System Administrator. Notice once you click System Administrator, a subscreen pops up. This task data filtering allows you to choose what data this user can actually access. Click on the Companies tab so you can choose the default company. Now select the default company with this checkbox and click OK. Now that we've done this, we've said that John Smith is a system administrator to the default company. This grants him access to the entire system and all system administration consoles. For more granular security, see the security training course. Now we simply click Save and we're finished with editing our user. At this point, we've now added one user into the system who can log in with his John Smith, and using his Windows authentication, he will authenticate with his Windows password against the Praetorian Guard system to access the consoles. Now we need to go and configure services under Service Configuration. By clicking on Service Configuration, these tasks become available for us to edit. We can do service installation, view or edit the prefect, the tribune, the centurions, monitor the services across the network, and view and modify how Praetorian Guard monitoring settings are assigned to individual centurions. Let's first view and modify prefect service settings. Click here or click on the side menu. The prefect has already been established with the service that we created during the prefect installation. You can also do additional configurations such as setting up prefect emails, default setting sources, default service identities, which we'll do next. Please click on the default service identities, which is required for the quick setup. Here we'll need to key the users that we've created for tribunes and centurions to aid in our installation process. If you do not key data in here before installing tribunes or centurions, you will be required to key that service authentication user and password into the installation wizard screens. This is much quicker by simply adding them here. After keying the service user and password and your domain in this screen, you can click Test Login for each user to ensure that you've keyed the correct password, domain, and username, and ensure that it is correct before moving forward. For the default setting sources tab, we will keep all the existing settings. What this is saying is all the settings for centurions that you've created in your system will by default generate the data they need from the prefect server. What that means is settings such as screenshots, how many event log days you wish to keep, etc. will all come from the setting source for the prefect server. This is the simplest approach in the beginning. You can take the more advanced course to learn how these interrelate with each other and how granular you can get with the product. On the new Centurion Defaults tab, we'll accept the existing defaults which are already populated in the system. These are populated in the system just to aid in quick setup of the system. Now we'll save our changes and move to the Tribune services. Notice before we can actually manage the Tribune services, we must actually install a Tribune. So now we must go to the Service Installation selection here and install a Tribune. The Service Installation screen, you should see populated the computers on your network under Computers with no Centurions. This should be every computer on your network that does not have a firewall running. Under the Prefect, you should see your Prefect server that's already been installed. Notice we have no Tribunes and no Centurions. So now we must choose which machine we wish to install the Centurion or the Tribune upon. For our installation here, we're going to install the Tribune on the same server as the Prefect, which is scram-pgserve. Click scram-pgserve and then choose Install Tribune. Or you can right-click on pgserve and choose Install Tribune. Now the Tribune installation wizard will begin. Simply click Next. Before continuing, you will need to move to the next training course, which is Training Course number 2 for the Quick Setup Training Guide. So once again, Training Course number 2 for the Quick Setup Training to resume this training course. Thank you.